Howdy. So today we're going to talk a little bit about vision, mission, values, and goals. And as it turns out, accountabilities and behaviors. But I want to set a bit of an analogy for you. So, because lots of people have different definitions of what vision, mission, values, and goals are. We're going to talk today a little bit about what we call them and how we define them, because we use them all the time. So the analogy I like to use is football. Maybe you like football, maybe you don't like football, that's okay. I'm not a huge fan, but it's important to kind of look at the different parts of a football game and understand how all the pieces fit together. And it's actually a really good analogy around vision, mission, values, and goals. So let's start. Obviously, if we're going to play football, we need a field. There's our field. We got a center line. We got a couple of goal lines. But football works for the analogy. So the next thing we have, you got to understand what you're playing and what you're playing for. So let's just say, we've got a big cup at the end here. Call it the, call it the Super Bowl or whatever it is. But you have a cup. That's the way I define this. Is I like to look at this as the vision. This is your vision. This is what you want to achieve. It's clear. You understand. You'll know exactly whether you win it or not. If you have the cup, you win. If you don't have the cup, you didn't win. But that's vision. It's a clearly defined goal at the end. The field, I like to call that, is the mission. Mission or purpose. So the mission or purpose is the game that you're actually playing. As it turns out, if you're not, football doesn't appeal to hockey players necessarily. It might not appeal to baseball players, but you're not trying to appeal to them. The game that you're playing on, the field that you're playing on, could be a restaurant, could be a mechanic shop, could be a B2B business or a B2C business. Whatever your field is, that's what your vision or your mission and purpose is to play well on that field. You're not trying to appeal to everybody. So that's kind of the mission and the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish. Now, you've got your team. Obviously, there's a number of team players that you have, and you've got yourself. You're the quarterback, okay? And everybody on this team has a different role to play. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But the first thing that you want to understand is that you have, as a group, you have values. What does your team stand for? What's important for you? What are you willing to be punished for? Some companies' teams might be all focused on honesty or integrity. I kind of joke about that because that to me is not a great set of values. You need to clearly define it. For us, one of our values is we make the client the hero, right? It's more important that the client is seen as the hero than us. We're just in there to help. We're in there to support them, the business owners. But that's one of our values. So us as a team, we know we're performing the way we want to when we're making the client the hero. If we're not making the client the hero, then we're not playing the game right. We're not sticking with and working with our values. So we're going to talk about accountabilities and behaviors in a minute. But we have vision, mission and purpose. That's the field that we're playing on. We have our vision of what we're trying to do. The other thing we need to do is we need to have goals. So, this guy going here, and this guy going here and blocking, and this guy running a role, to ultimately get to here. This is called, this is going to be called goals. Okay? Goals are different than the vision. The vision is the big picture where you're trying to get to. The goals are the intermittent steps to get you towards your vision. Right? You might just get it to here, and then to here, and then to here. And then you win the game, and then you got to go to the next game, ultimately towards your vision. The goal, if everybody carries out their responsibilities or their accountabilities, then they're going to do well in getting to the goal, right? So, but the goal has specific measures. You know exactly what you were trying to accomplish. It's well set out. I like a goal of about 90 days. 90 days is a good term that people can pay attention to and stay online for, and after about 90 days, people start getting off track. But within 90 days, you can accomplish some of your goals and know that you hit them on your way to your vision. Okay, the last thing we want to touch on is accountabilities, because each person on the team has different accountabilities or responsibilities, right? This guy might have a different role than this guy, or this guy over here, but each of them have very clearly defined accountabilities. You are responsible for this, 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 and this. And everybody's important. If this guy doesn't do his job, you might get taken out as a quarterback. But the whole point is everybody carries out their jobs and has a list of accountabilities and responsibilities that need to get done. I'll do another video on that specifically, but the whole point is everybody needs to know what their responsibilities and accountabilities are. If they don't know what they are, they can't do them. They can't carry them out very well. And the last thing I want to touch on is behaviors. Now, behaviors are really important. The way I kind of define a behavior is, this is really good, if you're doing well here, and then just not quite as good. Behaviors is how well you play or how well you carry out your accountabilities or responsibilities. If you behave super well, or a certain set of behaviors that you want the company to act as, then everybody can play super well. If people have their accountabilities and know what they're trying to do, but they don't do it very well, their behaviors are off, you're not going to hit your goals. You're not going to ultimately hit your vision, and you're not going to play the game that you wanted to very well. So I have a blog on this. I've just written a blog on this that kind of explains a lot more detail and a lot more pictures of that. And you can find that at our website, which is thinkninjas.com. And you can go into the blog section and do that. I'll just put that up here for you. thinkninjas.com. And in this case, it's values, missions, vision, mission, values, and goals. If you go there, you can find more on this topic and more on the illustration and see how it all kind of comes together. Love to visit you again. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this was helpful for you. Come on back and we'll show you some more. Have a great day.